conspirator foresee.
What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part lucky number 13 of my Total Warhammer 3 Kairos Fateweaver Immortal Empires campaign. I suppose the lucky number should have been 9, but whatever, a little bit late for that. Anyway, as we saw last time, a little bit of a Tomb Kings heavy episode as we fought a pretty big fight, as there's clearly a battle marker here, against the Tomb Kings with Garrulus, with his relatively weak army, wherein we destroyed one army and then proceeded to ambush successfully another army that had taken Serpent Coast and retook that. That was pretty much it, and Kairos has been able to also take Karagorud and Granite Massive via auto-resolve, and he is now poised to attack the court of LYBARAS. Obviously, the goal is to go all the way up to Lamia and possibly even the Misty Mountain. I don't necessarily care about the Misty Mountain itself, but the idea is it could be potentially used to block off this area and prevent anybody from coming down. That said, though, now that I think about it, it could also potentially be used as a trade to the Skaven up here, especially if we want the Skaven to hold ground above us while we go, for example, this way. Maybe that's the way to do it. We'll see. We'll see whether we can get something going in terms of diplomacy. At least something. Anyway, let's get back to it. Kairos, you can technically move, but here's the concern. King Iratamum might be able to attack at Granite Massive, but as we saw last time, we also have a hidden army belonging to the dwarves here. That said, the walls at Karagorud are up. So even if they do attack, they would probably have to siege for at least one turn. You know, as weird as this sounds, maybe what we do is we actually keep Kairos here for a turn. This will allow our other army to walk up, and if they siege, then we destroy them here, but the other army can distract or at least threaten King Yuritaman's army. Yeah, you know what, I think that'll work. I generally hate to waste a single turn with the main stack, which is Kairos' stack, but, you know, if you have to, you have to. You gotta do what you gotta do. That's the Tzeentch motto, I'm sure. Garrulus, you have actually some levels, but you know what, we'll do it next turn or something like that. What we do want to do right now is pick a new tech, and I did promise that we get Scattered Loci next, because of the extra casualty replenishment rate, which we really, really need. Greatly so. Also, I did take a look at the cost of transferring the settlements from the Flaming Scribes to us, and they're pretty prohibitive. One territory is something like 1,700. Actually, while we're talking about the changing of the ways, let's re-up the vision on the Tomb Kings. I want to see exactly what they're doing. So reveal Shroud on the Court of LYBARAS. And what do we have up here? Looks like Kalita is still under siege at the Misty Mountain, which is good for us. I'd really hate to lose Lamia, though, especially as they've leveled it up nicely as well. We want to get up here. We want to get up here and take this entire coast for ourselves. Anyway, let's do some buildings, then we'll go next turn. Devil's Backbone, we will start with you. You still have to build some stuff, but I don't see any lattices. Actually, what's this called? Weave of Time, it's just income? I'm just going to keep calling them lattices then, because one of them is called a lattice. The second one. I could be calling it the first or the third one, but I'm calling it the second one, averaging it out, as it were. Occam's Forever Maze, you're good, though I'm tempted to upgrade this and just delete it later, so why not? Abyssal Glacier, you're up next. We could upgrade the control building, but honestly, I'm not even sure exactly why we still have this here. We don't really need it. It is giving us a maximum amount of growth, though, so there's no reason to delete it as yet. But because of the corruption and the relatively non-problematic plus control that we get due to the main settlement, I think Tzeentch is relatively okay with it. Alrighty, well, let's see what we got in U attack. We do need to delete U in order to get medicinal plants, but that will come in, I don't know, a dozen turns or so. We're good here, though Cursed Jungle could use an upgraded wall. And here we could start or continue building those military buildings. You know what? I do want a Chaos Sorcerer on the field, possibly to join an army, but also we need to steal tech. And I take it the Chaos Sorcerers are the only ones that can steal tech. What can cultists do again? Just double check that here. You can increase mobility. Yeah, okay. Because of increased mobility alone, we need one of these in basically every army. It's just too useful to have. Yeah, alrighty. Spread corruption. Yeah, you can't steal tech either, so I guess we do need the sorcerers. Alrighty, plus might as well start building those military buildings as we will be getting our third army up and running relatively shortly, I hope. Let's get you built, Warplinth, and then let's continue building the other stuff. The cheaper stuff first, so any more Warplinths? Yes. Yes, and you're not a Warplinth? Why must you lie? Let's get you up and running, and then that will be nearly it, unless there's another Warplinth somewhere, and there is not. Okie dokie, and then next turn I guess we start upgrading more of these for additional grimoires and income, but the income is only 5% per 2,000 gold investment at tier 3, which is not so great. Which is why I'm leaving those to last. Anyway, let's end the turn, and I'm hoping that this gamble pays off, and they indeed siege this, rather than doing anything else. Exiles, what you want? You want a defensive alliance. That would allow us to build a... It would allow us to build an outpost with you, but do we really want a defensive alliance with Skarbrand? Actually, funnily enough, if anything, we want to possibly vassalize him down the line, which would be pretty funny. Do we do this now just for the outpost? Is there anything from the Coronate army that we specifically want for our armies, though? Not really. Coronate Warshrine maybe for the military units. As in for the infantry-heavy armies, is what I was trying to say, military units. As opposed to all the non-military units that we're having here. You know, I'm going to hold off on this for now, I think. Our relationship is still improving. Though I guess one of the problems is he will be less likely to do this when we've destroyed all of these guys. And another problem is that if he starts taking over too much territory, well, that's territory we want, that he shouldn't be getting. And he is only at war with Ironbrow and Court of LYBARAS, but he can declare war on other factions. You know what, maybe we'll do this for now. Just because we can. Although, then again, if we don't want any units, you know what, no, screw it. Might vassalize him later, but let's leave it as it is for now. We'll see what we see. It'll be easier to betray him if we don't have an alliance later. Once again, if we need to. I'd really prefer vassalizing him, so that he can't get us into any unnecessary wars. And Grimfang's running around down here, which I don't see how... Oh, what the heck are you guys doing? Haute Couture, so that's that extra Slaneshi corruption, but what the heck happened here? Why would you move like this? Are they running from Grimfang? I don't know. Also, Thoric is... Wait, are you back? Huh, he's actually not going to siege Karagorod. Well, that's good, because we can upgrade it. Our corruption here is 6 and 1. Let's keep you to the Dimensional Breach for now, but we'll bump it up to the other thing, to the Bastion, afterwards. Probably in a little while. Let's also double-check our Winds of Magic Manipulation. You've dropped, so let's put you back up to where you should be. Good. And that's nice. Next up, who gets to move? Kairos. You know, let's do the admin, but then I guess we're attacking Mockrock. I don't see why we wouldn't. Okie dokie. Garrulus, you... Presuming that you can't recruit, but maybe you should, let's put you right here to hit Rosetta next turn. Which should be within the realm of possibility, although you might actually want to move a little bit further. Defenders here are pretty garbage. So we don't really care about that. And you know what, yeah, just attack as you are then. Can we put you into raiding stance? We can, but then you won't be able to move anymore. You need 50%, and we'd be able to put you, like, basically here, then that's it. Oh, I can't even do that. Alrighty, well, I guess channeling stance. You are Tzeentch after all. And Temple of Skulls would be able to defend itself even if it did get attacked, so you're fine as you are. Unless you get hit by Khalida, you don't really have too much to worry about. Now, in terms of this, we're going to get Chaos Vanguard because I think you are going to be using a decent amount of Forsaken, especially because you have melee defense for melee infantry and melee attack at a Grimsbane. We gotta make use of it. So Chaos Vanguard and lots of infantry heavy army, and perhaps with a little bit of warp fire, some flamers, that sort of thing. Whereas we can build another army out to be, well, Kairos' is going to be a lot more demonic. And I'm not entirely... I haven't actually planned out the third army as yet, but we shall see. In the meantime, you will probably want to get Glean... No, you know what? Get Corrupt Mage. And we can hold off on the Forsaken buffs for now, mostly because I think the Chaos Vanguard is more useful because it's also buffing our weaker units as well. Yeah, that's fine. And we'll get you more infantry as we go. It's just that you're busy right now, buddy. You're real busy. Kairos, you're about to attack Iber. Let's move you out to the Golden Tower, and I have no idea what Volkmar is thinking still. He's still just sitting there, and it's making me nervous. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Let's build some stuff, shall we? Kingdom of Beasts, we shall start with you. No, we shall not, because there's nothing to build there. Nothing to build here, presuming that we once again don't want to waste our money on these. Even though we will delete them later. And you attack, same thing with you. Frankly, a lot of these provinces are nearing the end anyway. Well, actually, if we run out of stuff to build in terms of money, then we'll upgrade those, but not before. Like you two, Conclaves. Abyssal Glacier, you're up next. Aha, Lost Palace. Something to build here. And the Skullcarver's Abode. Let's get you your Cultist Camp of Gold. And Lost Palace. You have furs. You have this. What do you build now? Oh, you don't have walls? Yeah, okay, we're gonna build walls. And I know that this place is far away and it doesn't necessarily need the walls, but I always like to have walls at capital territories, just in case something appears. Rogue armies can appear right in the middle of your territory, and Tzeentchian garrisons are the worst, like, just generally the worst. I think they might be, I wonder if they're the worst in the game, like, because this is terrible. This is a tier 3 settlement garrison without any kind of walls, and that's not holding anything back. Disgusting. Demonic Gathering for you if necessary, but we can skip it for now in favor of the Cultist Enclave. And there we go. Now I guess we start upgrading these. As we are able to. And I just want to double check that everybody's in the Egrim's Contrivance, and indeed we are. Beautiful. Alrighty, well, let's keep going then. Kairos, it's time for you to get some XP. By destroying this. Hopefully these guys don't run, but even if they do, we should be able to take Machrok without too much trouble. This is Kairos' army, after all. A valiant defeat, you know, that's what it said last time when it wasn't Kairos' army fighting, when it was that little other army. So yeah, let's just say I'm not all that concerned. Though I suppose there is a Tomb Scorpion in this one as well, and they do have some spells, but once again, Kairos is here. Let's get to it cinematically. Alrighty, isn't it lovely to see those pyramids outlined by Tzeentchian skies, as they should be. There's too much magic locuses in the in Nehekara for Tzeentch not to own the entire place. Anyway, Kairos is going to flit overhead, and I'm greatly looking forward to this battle. By virtue of it should be quite easily visible. I mean, we're on the sands here, and it is quite flat terrain as well, so we'll be able to see exactly what's going on. Anyway, I'm gonna get a few of those pink fires going at first to try to damage these guys while our elite units move in that are gonna help out, i.e. our Severed Claw and our Knights, both the Doom Knights as well as their Chaos Knights, the regular type. And Kairos is just flying around. He's taken a few hits from one of those archer units, but well, let's face it, they're not going to be enough to damage him, and we can always land on top of them if we so desire, though it may be better to land among the infantry like so. Nice. I love the gliding land that Kairos does. I actually like the different types of landings that various demons do. They're like straight down, heavy drop that the Bloodthirsters do by comparison. And the more elegant gliding drop of Big Bird here. And oh, I hadn't realized that that effect actually hits in 3 different directions. Neat. And one after the other, not at the exact same time. Lovely effects from Kairos. We don't get to see him fight in melee so often, so let's enjoy this while we can. There is another full stack, and well, a stack and a half. There's 2 armies reinforcing, and that's coming in. So let's destroy these skeletons like this first. And I do believe that there's a Tomb King in here somewhere. Oh, here, he's right there. Too bad he's not a caster, though. It would have been nice to glean a little magic from him, but it's okay. There we go. Swing that staff around and round, Kairos. It'd be nice if he used his wings as a weapon occasionally. I mean, that kind of counts, doesn't it? I guess he whirls around and hits him with a staff, but his wings are there, too. And a pink fire of Tzeentch coming down. Lovely. Lovely, Kairos. Finally, you get to enjoy yourself fighting in melee, and all while this is happening... Oh, I love that one. All while this is happening, our Severed Claw have surround the enemy Tomb King. Of course, he is not a large unit, so that they don't get the benefits. But he should still get wrecked by them fairly shortly. They are anti-large, and they do have armor piercing, so they should be good there. His armor is at 80, but he's already nearing half HP. And this is the appropriate timing as well, as Kairos has started to lose his barrier. And though, of course, we do have to remember that Kairos has access to regrowth, because we're using the Wind of Gairan as his backup spells. So that should be nice. Doom Knight's gonna come and help the Severed Claw here. And the regular Knights are somewhere. Oh, they're still killing the Archers, okay. Yeah, I don't like how the units can't seem to effectively surround enemies. And in fact, since we couldn't, we're gonna book it the heck out of here. The enemy reinforcements have arrived, and there are a lot of them, and a decent amount of elite units as well. Well, not super elite units, but we got Sepulchral Stalkers, at least a decent amount of chariots. Actually, quite a few chariots now that I look at it. And the chariots are all tier 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 units of chariots, counting that one. Plus those Sepulchral Stalkers. Let's see, we got some Horsemen, we got a Nehekar Warriors Lord, plus a Tomb King's Lord, and a Screaming Skull Catapult, plus, of course, that unit of, well, that Tomb Scorpion. Alrighty, well, Kairos is going to head towards the enemy army, as it is on the field, and it is heading directly towards us, so I won't feel bad actually using some spell work on it, while all of our forces try to return to our army. Alright, looks like we tried to hit the Tomb Scorpion with a blue fire of Tzeentch, but it looks like it just slightly dinged it. In fact, might have not done any damage, I can't quite tell. Yeah, it missed completely. Oh, well, you know what? Didn't miss the pink fires of Tzeentch. We're going to get those going ASAP, and on top of that, we're going to keep trying to cast repeatedly so that we can activate Tzeentch's Firestorm, which means more spells all over the place. Keep it up, Kairos. That's a big army, and we need to whittle it down before it gets to ours. There we go. That one looked like it hit quite well. All perhaps 9 shots if that was overcast, and that did, what, about a 1,000 damage even? Yeah. Not horrible, but it will take quite a few more for 5 more shots and perfect direct hits to bring it down. In the meantime, the enemy lord has been joined by those skeleton spear or horses and those skeleton chariots, but they are fighting our Chaos Knights, our Doom Knights, and the Severed Claw, so I don't imagine they'll have that easy of a time. Plus, on top of that, the cultist is going to head in to help them. Actually, if anything, the one thing I regret about this particular battle is not sending the cultist in with the elites to fight those basic units. Well, the first army, when we just began. Because it could have buffed the spell mastery fairly considerably by all the losses, the entity deaths nearby. But oh well, live and learn, and next time. Though I think that the next time will perhaps not be against the court of LYBARAS, because this is probably the last major army that they will ever get on the field, isn't it? There are still a few locations to take over, so we may have to fight a settlement battle or two, but as long as Khalida gets destroyed by those rats, we should be good. Anyway, still fighting over here, although it looks like most of the enemy are just about to rout. The Severed Claw has actually lost a couple of their number to the blade of this Tomb King Lord, however. He's doing a good job. I mean, he's taken a lot of hits. He's fought Kairos, he's fought our blob of elites here. So props to him. But now, we're just gonna move away and let him die a different way. Since we're not going to be killing him in melee, because he's just a little bit too tough, we're gonna instead focus him down. And here it comes. And a few of those miss, but I do imagine enough will hit to make him disappear shortly. We've also stopped him with Kairos' ability, so he can't actually move. Down you go, buddy. The gaze of Tzeentch transfixes you. and transfixes you enough for you to fall. Probably could have done that a little bit earlier, but I wanted to save a little bit of the ammunition, especially because these guys are real low on that ammunition. Anyway, Kairos still running around, or flying around, not quite running. He doesn't like to use his feet. He's still casting blue fires at the Tomb Scorpion, and once again, you gotta love these frickin' models. Tomb Scorpions are the dreadnoughts of the fantasy universe. And blue fire and sort of hitting it, but I think it hit more of those skeletons rather than the Tomb Scorpion there. Man, you know, they should have done a special animation where, like, something like a lord, like a smaller unit, or maybe a larger unit, I don't know, drops down and either rips out or destroys the mummy that's driving the Scorpion. That'd be pretty awesome. Alrighty. Or entombed in the Scorpion, as you prefer. And the enemy army is getting closer, though they've suffered pretty horrendous losses, 1,000 units before they reach us. Looks like our Galrock Simulator is getting some nice shots into the approaching units as well. Finally, some work for the Flamer. There we go. And the pink cores are helping out as well. Just got to be careful with the Immolator to not accidentally kill a bunch of our own knights here. That is, of course, the danger. We also have to remember that our army started out at about a third HP or something along those lines, or at least a number of units did. As we can see, the Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch have not actually joined combat yet, and these guys are actually about a quarter HP. These guys look like about a third. But anyway, that's why we're trying to whittle the enemy down. This is actually a Lord of Change summoned by a Gate of Tzeentch, once again to distract the enemy for as long as possible. Dropping down another Tzeentchian Firestorm as well, as the enemy keeps moving in, while Kairos continues flying around and just annoying the heck out of this army. I guess having one head that sees the future and one head that sees the past is particularly useful when you're trying to annoy your enemies. Anyway, it looks like the enemy army is doing a pretty good job actually attacking us from this flank. They've looped around instead of heading directly towards the center and have sent in this calf over here, wherein we don't have nearly as many units concentrated. We are starting to turn more units to deal with that issue, and we are sending our flyers out the other way to get any of the enemy archers or any isolated units, but we do have to be careful, especially as our knights and our severed claw have already taken some damage. Gotta hold. And here comes the Tomb Scorpion, though we still have to deal with that. Over in the background, the Knights of the Broke Ahriman, not the Knights of Immolation anymore, and dropping their bombs on the enemy. And here comes that Tomb Scorpion. Looks like it wants to either go after the Immolator or after these pink horrors. Kind of hard to tell, but at least we're going to go for it with our own elite. And once again, easy to see what's going on in this battle, and that's why I love these flat terrains with pretty visible sight. I mean, it's a little bit boring from a terrain perspective, but it is nice in my opinion. Anyway, there's still an enemy lord moving towards it, but this Tomb King is only a mere level 1, and a few blue fires should clear him right up. Also dropping our Furies on the enemy archers, though we do have to be careful as there are enemy spears nearby. Our Doom Knights have also reached the enemy skull catapults, screaming skull catapults, that is. Can't have skulls that aren't screaming, that would be boring. And I'm sure even Tzeentch would agree, so we can hardly complain about it. I guarantee Tzeentch has plenty of his own screaming skulls in his domain. Oh, you know, I never noticed that these things move with the little paws or feet of whatever those creatures are. I love it. I hadn't realized that. That's amazing. That's the best thing I've seen today. Damn. I can't believe I never noticed that. That's adorable. Alrighty, well, regardless of adorable or not, the enemy have now lost about 2,000 troops, up from 1,000, and we're starting to get stronger and stronger. Kairos flying overhead, dropping his Helm of Discord and whatever his other Rock of Inevitability or whatever it's called, the other debuff. It is Rock of Inevitability. Well done. Well done, Ruinous. Thanks, Ruinous. Alright, keep going. I wonder what our Spellmaster is at, but you know what, no need to check it. We know that it's getting there from the War Shrine as it continues to fight, though it looks like the enemy Sepulchral Stalkers are trying to focus it down a little bit. Hasn't taken as much damage as yet. Also, we had to move our flyers away, unfortunately, to go after these Skeleton Archer Chariots, but more importantly, to not get killed by the infantry and the Stalkers here, so we're gonna have to deal with them the old-fashioned way. Otherwise, there are still units fighting over on this side of the map, and yeah, definitely turned into the center having more ranged and the right flank having a lot less, and more of the melee fight going on there. Kairos getting another pink fire going through the 2 units of archers that are here, and this should destroy them or otherwise so badly damage them that they are no longer viable. I also want to point out that Kairos, who's glowing real nicely with all his spell work right now, is gotten a little bit hurt, but we're popping that upgraded regrowth on him, so he should heal up, if not to full, quite a lot. Also got to remember that every time we cast, the rest of our army also heals up a little bit due to Life Bloom. You gotta love Life Bloom. And alrighty, that Tomb Scorpion still alive, but not for much longer. I would think down it goes. And the battle is just about ours. Looks like the enemy has begun to melt. What a fun fight. And there we go, and the last of the Tomb Kings here falls, surrounded by our elites. Now, this battle certainly showed that we could use a few more melee troops for when the enemy actually has sufficient numbers and elites to get to us. I mean, if the enemy had a lot more like single entities and bigger units, we would have had a little bit of trouble, as Kairos wouldn't have been able to kill nearly as much as the enemy approached us. So we do have to prepare for that in the late game. Anyway, a close victory it may be, but considering how hurt our army was, I think that was pretty good. And a fun one at that. Alrighty, not too bad at all. I mean, we certainly ran out of ammunition there, but the losses at the end were still fairly minimal. I mean, we keep going into these battles with an army that's at about 1/3 to 1/2 of HP, depending on the unit, and coming out ahead, you gotta love those Tzeentch barriers, always helping out. Now, in terms of money, this is basically nothing, so I guess we'll heal up slightly, because we clearly need it. And we got a free... Ooh, is that a second Ruby Ring of Ruin? Nah, just the one. Damn. I was hoping it would be a second one so that we could transform it into something actually useful, but I guess no dice. And we don't have a lot of items either. Man, still not finding nearly as many items as I thought we would. This is why we need some Tzeentch sorcerers on the field to get everybody that scouting ability. Can't wait for these. And I assume that the number of sorcerers goes up by virtue of this building? No. Capacity only goes up when you reach the 5th tier. Huh. Does anything else increase sorcerer capacity or no? Are you telling me we gotta build these things a bunch of times to 5th tier just to get a few sorcerers? Damn. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate, but it does tell us what exactly we'll be needing to put in our high tier buildings, or our province capitals. Certainly not the public order stuff. Anyway, we're gonna occupy this place. And there we go, and the Devil's Backbone is now ours. We are also going to build a ladder. No, you know what, just build walls here immediately. Everywhere get walls here. We'll deal with the need or non-need for walls later on, but for now, walls it is. Alrighty, anything else we need to do this turn? We don't have any more money to spend, our money growth is good, and we're near to that 2,000 that I want to spend on forcing the Knights of Origo to fight somebody down here. Also, what the heck happened at LYBARAS? I guess they just took it? Who are you at war with, incidentally? Bloody Hands, Followers of Nagash, and the Famished. Okie dokie, well, you can keep up with that. Mostly we just want to distract these guys. I would also like to see what Talakwa is doing, but they're also fighting the Followers of Nagash. Out of curiosity, are you fighting the Followers of Nagash?
I am Volkmar.
Oracles of Tzeentch and the Famished. Oh, huh, interesting. What if... Would we be able to force a war with you and the Followers of Nagash? Which is, I guess, a rude from us to the Followers, but whatever. Between... Followers of Nagash. Where are you? Oh, it's an undiscovered faction, so we can't actually force them to fight. Wait. Reveal faction intentions. Well, I guess we can't do that either, but... yeah, we can't do it to undiscovered factions. Well, damn. I guess we're gonna have to send somebody over there to find them. Also, 1 second, I just gotta move my cat.
Foresees your fate.
Sorry about that. Nearly every episode. Alrighty. Well, let's get back to it. We are done with moving, we are done with building, we are done with skipping, minus the commandment that's now available here, which is obviously going to go into, once again, the Egrim's Contrivance algorithm. Yes. And now we're good. Just want to double check those Winds of Magic Manipulation before the end turn, and yes, we're fine with that. Let's end the turn. And let's keep moving. You know, by virtue of how much research we're getting from Egrim's Contrivance algorithm, I'm almost tempted not to bother with getting the sorcerers for the purpose of solely steel tech. While it would be nice, perhaps it would be better to use them for the purpose of okay, you're not confederating. Perhaps it would be better to use them only for the purpose of scouting, because we clearly need a lot more items. Really? Grimfang's gonna declare war on us? That's surprising. I did not expect that at all. They are going to attack us at Granite Massive. Huh. You know, I was expecting them to declare war on the other faction, not us. Well, okay. Well, we'll just have to destroy them too, then. A bizarre move, Grimfang. A bizarre move, but I'll give it to you. Do we want to do any damage to this army? You know what? Let's fight this manually. It'll take a few seconds, but one of the towers might be able to do a little bit of damage to at least 1 or 2 of the units. We can't hold, mostly because there's no way to hold against the charge of the Savage Orc Boar Boys. But if we have at least 1 tower do damage, who knows? Maybe 1 unit will get crippled. Alright, come on now. I'm just gonna speed it up to max and let the battle essentially resolve itself super quick. We don't even have enough Furies to take out one of the archer units, unfortunately. Yeah, this is completely unexpected. Let's see. Where is our main capture point and thus our main... Is this one here? No, it's this... No, it's this one up here, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, so they're coming from this direction. And from this direction. So we do... something like this, and then this... Oh, no, not you. You're the leader. If you die, everybody will rout. And then you guys, I guess, can adhere to here. Though I'm not entirely sure whether there's any actual purpose to doing so. And then I guess you two are gonna go here to try to blunt the charge a little bit, even more further down, in fact. Like so. And you know what, these guys are gonna get here quicker, so like so. Blunt the charge, in fact. Nah, well, that's as good as it's gonna get. Alrighty, and while we can build a tower, do you do any splash damage, Magic Tower? No. Neither do you, and... oh, it's all just regular armor-piercing damage, eh? We could get a couple of these towers, then. Just a couple of the regular magic towers. One here, and one, let's say... could be down here. This one's attached to which location? They'll capture this pretty fast, or they might ignore it. Hard to say. It looks like our main location has the 1 tower, just... yeah. This one has a tower up here, which might be worthwhile. Let's do this one, then. Alright, it's not going to have a crazy range, but it will be able to shoot up here, possibly. Anyway, start battle. Guard mode, good. And everybody just stay where you are. The Error Boys are probably going to rip our poor blue horrors apart as well. Now, towers. Who do you want to target? I'd really prefer that you target the Boar Boys, but if these guys are just going to stay together like this, you're not likely to miss a lot of shots then. Alrighty, and then... arrows are not firing. What about these arrows? I do want to send the flyers to at least distract them, and oh wow, we can build another tower or 2. Fine, build one here, though I doubt it'll come up, and then build one here in a few seconds as well. You know, so wait until the enemies die. Alright, now we're taking range damage from you, okay. Flyers, just distract them. Your only purpose is to distract. You may only use your powers to annoy. And, okay, you can't actually attack this unit down here, can you? No, you can't. Alright, fine. Just go here. Just go here and speed it back up to max. And, yeah, I doubt that even one unit's gonna get damaged at this rate. You know what? Let's all target the one unit that's taken the most damage, which is the Savage Orc Boy, Boar Boy unit here. Oh, I can't even select it. There we go. Damn. Like so, and like so. And this tower, you try to gun it down as well. Maybe we can kill that one unit, though. Somehow I have my doubts. Alright, try it. Oh, you can't even fire on it. We don't have the angle. Actually, maybe now we do. Now try it. And then you fire at it as well. Back up to super fast speed. Come on. Alright, retarget it. Yeah, it ain't going down. Oh well. Not a big deal. Nothing was ever gonna happen. We didn't even... If we had a full stack, or not a full stack, if all of our units were at full HP, then that might have achieved something. Because we could have at least held the ground for a little while. Probably could have killed half their army at that. Especially considering how quickly the Boar Boy Biggins started to go down. They are pretty big targets after all. This guy's insane for having declared war on us, to be perfectly honest. Let's do that. Are you going to sack it? Yeah, you are going to sack it. Well, good luck to you, sir, because we have teleportation stance on Kairos. We don't even need to, though. We could just move in and kill you. Oh, our healing is getting a little bit better here. I wonder why. Huh, it's not because of the Tzeentch corruption, is it? No, because we had Tzeentch corruption good here. Does this increase... It doesn't increase casualty replenishment rate. We have a reduction due to the unpleasant climate in some locations, but most of the time we were in pleasant climate, and even you were in pleasant climate, and that still was not happening. WA fails, settlements sacked, technology researched. Well, that's just a reduction of upkeep for flamers, and our money went down, which means we lost Winds of Magic somewhere. Yeah, here. Okay, so you swap that out. And money, back up to over 13k. Good. Volkmar. Let's check those changings of the ways. We need to reveal your faction intentions once more. Keep an eye on you. Perform. And I think in 1 or 2 turns we'll be able to force a war now. Good. Shroud, we could reveal it over to Lakwa, but I imagine they're fighting somebody else that we don't need to deal with right now. You are going to auto-resolve Grimfag's stupid little stack. Pathetic as it is. And yeah, nobody will die here. And wow, we even draw out the garrison again. Only for it to die again. Which amuses me greatly. Alrighty, and you got a free war banner at the very least. Something, and get more money. Alright, a Tzeentch mutant. That could actually potentially... Yeah, what the heck? Why did the AI do that? I really don't like when the AI behaves suicidally like that, because it doesn't make any sense. Granted, orcs, you know, so probably not the brightest faction, so maybe that's accurate, but generally speaking. Garrulus, you can take the war banner because nobody else is going to use it. Kairos certainly isn't, and yeah, look at this. We don't have armor for you, we don't have an enchanted item for you. Gotta get something. Head out to Resetra, please. And war banner on, let's say, no, you don't need leadership. Let's put it on the cultist. Auto-resolve this.
Your fate is at hand.
And capture the place.
This land belongs to Zenith.
Alrighty, nice. Now somebody said that it's actually fairly beneficial to sack all small settlements. I gotta give that a try at some point. Well, then again, you went from 3 to 2, not to 1. So I'm not entirely sure now. Web of Secrets, you are going to be going to... Yeah, I was just thinking, do we need walls here, or are we okay? Well, I mean, technically we do probably need walls. You know what, fine, we'll start with the walls. We'll start with the walls. The growth here should get fairly high fairly quickly. Also, you will not be getting any money right now. Kairos, you're okay. Are we seeing your intentions?
I don't have time.
No, not peace, not peace. Don't worry. Changing of the ways, reveal faction intentions, Ironbrow's expedition for at least 2 more turns, and we cannot see Volkmar's faction anymore. Wait, what? Yes, we can. We don't have reveal shroud on you? Huh, I guess it must have ended. Okay, Volkmar. Cult of Sigmar. Reform. Make sure that that stays revealed. I guess we could have done it next turn, but whatever. I might have forgotten next turn, who knows. Okie dokie, Kairos back into Mockrock, I think. And then out all the way to Lamia. And it looks like you're still under siege, Khalida, huh? Surprising that she hasn't sallied out, because... well, whatever. Ah, damn, we might have to let her go in terms of her defeat trait, because it looks like these guys are going to be victorious here. Oh well. Iber. First of all, do you need these blue cores? Well, I'll just keep them for now. I'm tempted to say we don't need to actually put you all the way at the Golden Tower. I don't want Volkmar. Ah, no, he's coming now. He's coming. Yes, we do need you at the Golden Tower. So, let's start recruiting. Just basics, mind you, just basics, but still. Begin recruitment. And I guess the question will be whether we want you here or whether we want Fire here. The thing is, Fire will have more spell work available to him, but Searing Doom is pretty good as well. Not just, I'll get Dominating Presence for now, but Metal Shifting, Golden Hounds... Go with Metal Shifting, I guess. Or Hearts of Iron. You know what? Get Hearts of Iron instead. Like so.
Power only.
Alrighty, and Golden Tower, well, you're gonna do your best to defend. If Volkmar's going for this also means we don't need to defend the south, which is also nice. Now, what do we have in terms of buildings? Devil's Backbone, and you are not going to collect income as yet. We have negative provincial instability from conquest and raiding and sacking. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Repair everything, we'll build it back up. Hopefully nobody attacks Karagorud before we come back to it. Next up, Carrick Zorn, Mount Arachnos. Time for you to get the upgrade, and damn, it's expensive, because it's an unpleasant climate. Most likely we'll probably build some military buildings here, because this place will never be making all that much money. Probably no more than 2k or so. Cursed Jungle, you can get walls, but we can skip those for now. Let's go money first. Such as it is. And we do have a few tier 5 settlements as well available, like you, but it's not a priority because we don't get much from them at this point. You are tier 5, so you also will not be needing the extra control from this. Although you're currently getting 6, which will put you down to here. Slightly reduces the cost. I don't see the need. Replace it with something more useful. Dawn's Landing, we can get walls, but once again don't need it right now, and Occam's Forever Maze, no, just growth buildings. And walls, I suppose. Alrighty, well, we needed walls somewhere else. Let's get ones at Cursed Jungle, and let's get them here as well. There we go. Max everything out, as much as we can. Alrighty, looks good to me, and another end turn away. Building upgrade available. What are we still able to do this turn? Oh, one of these? Yeah, fine. We're gonna delete those anyway, so who cares? Alright, happy with that. Let's end the turn now and see if anybody does anything real interesting. Probably should double check on the diplomacy as well. And did the dwarfs just disappear from the reveal shroud? Perhaps they did. War declared, Exiles of Khorne and Knights of Origo. Huh, that's interesting. I was gonna force the Knights of Origo to fight these guys down here, but if the Exiles are fighting them, is there any need? Because the Knights of Origo will probably be busy with Scarbrand. Lizardman faction has constructed a Star Chamber and performed a Rite of Awakening. Swell for them. Granite Massif, you get an upgrade. Lamia, we're heading to you. I would imagine this will hopefully be auto-resolvable as well, so head out here, Kairos. And Garrulus, you cannot reach this in one turn, but you can in 2, so put you... Okay, 1 second. Is this auto-resolvable? Pyrrhic Victory, and the garrison is still pathetic, so yeah, considering we just won that battle, there's no need to do anything else. Yeah, we'll take damage, but hopefully we'll heal up nicely. And ooh, tempting. Tempting. But it's at tier 3, isn't it? So we'll keep it as it is. Oh, it has a bunch of military buildings. That's interesting. That's real interesting. If we wanted to retrofit Kairos a bit, this is a good time to do it. You know what? Blue Horrors, I think you're gonna go away, and we're gonna replace you with Pink Horrors. Like so. Oh, that... Okay, okay, wait. One by one. I didn't think that we'd need to do that, that you only had one... that you only have one local recruitment here. Surprising considering all the military buildings, and the fact that you have the Dimensional Rift here right away. I guess we'll keep this for now. It is still reducing construction cost, but still. And we can't get those iridescent cores. This would take too many turns to build. And it shouldn't be in capitals anyway. It should only be in minor settlements. Okie dokie, Garrulus. You are going to go to Doomglade and then LYBARAS, or maybe we'll send Kairos there. It all depends. And just before I forget, we need to reveal Shroud on these guys again. Changing of the ways. Reveal Shroud on the Ironbrow's Expedition perform. And we still have reveal faction intentions and reveal Shroud. Good. What are you guys doing? Still nothing, or at least still nothing that I can tell. And what is this? What is this? This guy appears to be trying to go to Sotek's Trail. How the heck is he gonna do that? Now that's fascinating. I have no idea. Oh wait, you need to go here. And you may be able to reach the Golden Tower in one turn, not sure. But just in case you can't, let's get you a ton of blue horrors to defend this. Is this too many? Is it so many that he won't attack? Nah, the garrison is still kind of trash, so maybe he will. Who knows? If he's trying to go around, does this mean he's going to try to go this way? That's real interesting. I guess we'll find out shortly. Alrighty, well, Garrulus, you were trying to move. Let's continue moving, you shall we? Stay in our territory to try to heal up, though it ain't much. And do we delete this? I did want to possibly retrofit Garrulus's army slightly, but mostly Forsaken, which you can build right now, actually. Huh. You know what? Maybe this is a good time to do it. Nah, but we don't have the frickin'... Okay, what do we need for extra recruitment? Damn. It's not this. There may be a commandment that does it, just out of curiosity. No, there isn't. Wait, what the heck? How the hell do we... Where is recruitment increase? There's got to be a building that does it. Tzeentch corruption, hero capacity, local recruitment +1. Ah, it's the Soul Grinder building. Interesting. Well, I don't want to build Forsaken via global recruitment, so I guess we'll stay you here slowly and local recruit. What's the difference for global versus local for Tzeentch? 380, yeah, it's like we're still 1.5 times, so that ain't so great. Wait, pink horrors, okay, I thought those were as... Oh, actually, it's more than twice as much. For, I guess the more expensive the unit, the more the cost balloons, doesn't it? Interesting. Yeah, I definitely want to do some local recruitment. Yeah, well, we have the money, I'd still rather not waste it. Anyway, I was hoping to get to the... so I'm going to get the Court of LYBARAS faction broken for good this episode, but I guess we'll have to wait until next time, because I am going to call it here. Most likely, Iber will defend against Volkmar's assault on the Golden Tower next time, though he will probably siege it for a while. We may just move Kairos back there, as right now he can really start moving back, as LYBARAS and Doomglade shouldn't be too troubling, and I do imagine Queen Khalida is going to die here. Because look at this. I guess these could all be slave armies, but even if they are, Khalida's taking attrition this entire time, so I do imagine they'll fail. Otherwise, we will most likely be building our third army shortly, though I don't think Iber's going to be it. He's just going to be defending for a while. I probably want Fire to do it, even though I'm not particularly, I should say, fond of his concatenator trait. But there isn't any better ones. And he is level 11 after all, so now I guess we have to keep him around. So we'll do that next time. And ooh, there's an island here. And see if we can't destroy the Court of LYBARAS for good. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget to leave a like and comment for your friendly neighborhood heretic. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.